Guys, welcome to my channel Code with Patrix. So guys, in today's video we are going to learn some more informations about list and tuple. So if you have not watched my previous video related to variable and data type, I would recommend you to watch that video because in this video we are also going to create a variable and we are accessing the data using it. So let's get started. So first of all, let's see what is list. Lists are used for storing multiple items in a single variable. List also comes under a data type. For example, if you are storing a value in a variable in a square bracket, then that will be considered as a data type as a list. List, we can also say it as a special type of variable which helps to store multiple value or items in a single variable. Okay. So I will show you how we can store multiple value using a single variable using a data type list, and list is considered as a mutable. That means if you're storing a value using a list data type, then you can modify or you can do update in that data. Okay. So we are also going to see some built-in functions which we can able to use in the list. Okay, so let's move to our system. So after opening our PyCharm, so here our PyCharm have been opened. So we are going to clear everything and we are going to create a variable name called list. So I'm going to variable name called list and I am assigning a value in a list. For example, I'm storing 1, 2, 3, 4. And for example, I'm storing hello. So this kind of value I have stored. So you can see that I have stored an integer value and suppose I am storing a decimal value. Okay, so this whenever you store a value in a decimal, it will be considered as a float. So in last video we have seen all about this, so let's see. Okay, when I check its type, for that I first use this print statement for printing this list. When I run this, so you can see that it will be get executed successfully. So let's select current file. So when I execute it, you can see that it will be executed successfully. So you can see that. So let's check the type. For checking it type, I am going to use a function called type, and after that I'm going to put this parenthesis, and in that I'm going to use my variable name, that is list. So when I run it, you can see that it will show the variable name as list, so because variable data type is list. So you can see that. So if you are getting confused, let's change it as, suppose I'm giving li, and let's change it here, and suppose I'm here also giving li. So when I check the variable of this li, you can see that it will show the data type as list. So whenever you store a value in the square bracket, it will be considered as a list. So in the presentation, in the PPT, I have written that list is a mutable. That means here I have stored a value and I can able to change this value. For example, let's remove some value. Okay, for example, I am so so let it be. First we will see how to update a value. For example, here I have something value called 2.3. So let's convert into 2.5. How we can do that? For that we are going to use some built-in functions which we can use in our list. So let's see that. For So let's see how to change this 2.3 value into 2.5. Let's update this value. So for that we can use this built-in functions which we are using in this Python. So let's see what type of built-in functions are there. So first function is append, second is insert, third is remove, and fourth is pop. So you can see that these are the four basic functions which we can use in our list. If you want to know more functions what all we can use, you can Google it. So first we are going to use this append function, and second insert, third remove, and fourth pop. See what is this append function stands for. So append function, it helps to add something in our list. For example, if we using this append function, that in which it will add a new data into the end of our list. For example, I'm using this append. For example, let's use it a dot append. I am using, for example, if we want to give a variable name that is li, and I am targeting that a dot append. So you can see that after giving our variable name, I have used this dot. So I will show you again. So after writing our variable name, when I use this dot, it show what all type of functions we can use in the list. So first we are going to use this append. Okay, so after that, in this, we want to enter some value. For example, I am entering that my name, that is Nikesh. So when I use this print function, when I use print li, so you can see that the Nikesh will be get entered into the list in the last position. So when I run this, you can see that our this Nikesh value, that data will be get inserted into the last position. So you can see that this Nikesh value have been inserted. Okay, so this is the first function. Second function we are going to see, that is insert. For example, if you want to insert something, for example, if this is 2.3, in this 2.3 value, I want to insert something called 2.5. 2.55 something I want to insert in this place. So for that also I can do. For that I am going to use li dot insert. When I use this and I want to give this position, that is first position, this will be in this list or in this Python programming, whatever you are storing in the list, this first position, that is value 1, it index will be considered as 0. This 2.3 value will be considered as 1. So about this indexing and all, we in the next video I will explain you more detailedly. For now, this will be starting will be considered as always 0, and the second position will be considered as 1. So I want to insert this value. I want to make changes in this value in the position of first position, and suppose I want to insert that 2.55. When I use this print statement and when I run this li function, you can see that our value will be get updated. So you can see that before 2 point it was 2.3, now it have been changed to 2.55. So when I remove this also, so you can see that after this also it will show us that 2.55 our value have been inserted. So this is what insert. That's for inserting a value. You want to first give this position, and for separation we use a comma here, and after that we have to enter our value. So this all we can do using this insert function. And another function we are going to see, that is, let's see, another function, that is li dot pop. So let's see what pop does. When I use this function called pop, it it will remove the last value from the list. So when I use it, we do not want to pass any value to the pop, because pop is deleting a value from the list from the last value. For example, in our list, our last value is now hello. So when I do this li dot pop, it will remove this hello value from the list. So you can see that it have been removed this hello value from the list. So this is another function which we can use in the list. And the last function that we are going to see, that is remove. It helps to remove or delete a value from a list using its value, directly giving its value. For example, I am using this li, and suppose I am doing remove. So you can see that here I want to pass value. What value I want to remove? Suppose I want to remove 4 from here. So I will enter that value 4 which have been stored in the list, and when I do this 4, so you can see that this 4 value will be get removed from the list. So you can see that if I want to remove this 2 4, and suppose I want to remove this li dot remove, I want to remove this 2.3 value. Suppose I am doing this, or example, I want to remove this 2.55 which in our list. So you can see here 2.55 I want to remove. So you can see that 4 and 2.55 will be get removed from our list. So you can see that this is what this is a different type of functions which we can use in our list. So I hope you understand this list functions and all. Thing I want to tell you, that is, if you want to if you want to make something note between your code. For example, you want to store what is this insert function do. Insert function help us to help us to insert the value in an particular position. So if you want to write some kind of note between our codes, then will be able to do that. So let's see it will be get executed or not. So simply it will throw an error because we cannot do such kind of thing between our code. If you want to make a note between your code, that means if you, for your idea, for your basic knowledge, if you want to make a note about this function, what this function does, if you want to do that, for if you want to make a note between your code, for that function also we can say in a Python, that is called as comment. We cannot say is directly as a function. It is a method which helps to add a note between our code, that is called as comment. So when we use this comment, we can add a note between our code and we can run it successfully. So this you can do this comment in a two way. For example, if you want to make a single line of note in your code, you for that you can use this hashtag. So you can use here in the starting, you can use here this hashtag. When you use that, it will be converted into comment. So you can see that when we run this, it will be run successfully. So this, in this way you can make a notes between your code. And there is another way. If you want to do comment multiple lines, that time we can use this triple quotes. That is triple quotes, you can do that. You when you did this triple codes, it all have been generated into comments. So now when we run this, we will do not get anything because this everything have been converted into a comment. So if you want to make a note between your codes, so if you want to make a single line of comment, you will use this asterisk. And if you have a multiple lines of note in your code, and for that you can use this triple quotes. Okay, so this is how we can use this command. So this was the information I want to give you. So let move towards the tuple. Tuple are used to store a multiple value in a single variable. We can say simply that tuple is also similar to list, which helps to store multiple value in a single variable. Okay, but tuples are immutable. List were mutable. Mutable means that are changeable, but here tuples are immutable. That means if you have stored a value in a data type using a variable, then you cannot change that value. It will be permanently, it will be the same value whatever you have been stored in the initial time. So let's see that. Okay, so let's go to our PyCharm, and for example, I am creating a variable got top equal to, for if you are storing this value in this round, that is parenthesis. For example, you are storing, suppose I have stored here 1 2 3. When I print its type, for checking its type, I am using this function called type, and I will write the variable in which variable I want to check its data type. When I run this, you can see that it will be show that this variable have been stored a data in a tuple format. So this is how we can check the type function. So let's see, we can do some changes in this tuple. So let's see, we are able to remove some value in it. So for that I'm using this tup and dot. So let's see, I am able to remove this function some value. For example, I want to remove this value true. I'm entering it, and when I print this tuple, that is variable, so you can see that it will simply throw an error that tup.remove as a no attribute. Okay, so you can see that tuple object has no attribute removed. That it simply means that we cannot do any change in this tuple, because if you store something in a tuple data type, that means you cannot do any changes to that data. Okay, okay. But you can do one thing, that is when you do this tup dot, so you can see that you can count how many values in this tuple. So this will be it will count and tell you how many values have been stored in this tuple. So when I run this, so you can tup dot exactly one argument. So so it was my fault, because in when using this tup dot count, we have to also pass an argument into it. That means in tup, what we want to count. Suppose I want to count two. How many twos have been present in this tuple? When I use this, when I run this, you can see that it will be show us the value one, because only one time the two have been stored in the tuple. For example, I am storing this two. I am storing this two, one, two, three, four time I have been stored. So now it will be show us the how many value have been, how many times two have been stored. It have been stored four times. So this you can do in it. Okay, so this is a one function you can use in this tuple. You cannot do any changes, but you can count, you can calculate how many times what type of data have been stored. Using this function, this tup dot count, you can do that. So I have told you that we can store multiple values in a tuple. So this is one format, and I will tell you the another format. So before that, let's comment it. So I have commented it. So let's create another variable called var. So let's create a first two, three variables. Suppose a equal to 10, suppose b equals to 5, and c equals to 6, and d equal to 12. So let's store these variables inside a list. For example, I am creating a list. Okay, I will let's give it as a b c and equals to, suppose I'm creating a list here. So I am storing this value into the square bracket, and I am storing this a comma b comma c comma d. So what do you think, what value we will get? So when I run this print abc, you can see that we will get all this value whatever have been stored in these variables: a equal to 10, b equal to 5, c equal to 6, g equal to 12. So these all value we are indirectly storing into a variables, and we have been stored this variable into a list. And when we run this abc, you can see that we have got all these values, okay, have been stored in this variable. So this is what I was telling you. You can store multiple variables value in a single variable using this list function. You can also do this using tuple. So let's convert it into tuple. So when I run this, you can see that when I execute it, you can see that it have been successfully executed. So this also you can do that. I hope you all have liked this video and understood this concept about list and tuple. So if you have liked this video, please like, share, subscribe and comment below, and please share this video to your friend circle. Thank you for watching.